Welcome back to my Einstein analytics tutorial. So let's see today what is SQL and how I can use SQL in my Einstein analytics. Okay. To understand that what we'll do now. When I say SQL, it's simply nothing but we know it's my Salesforce analytics query language. So now my question is that why should I learn SQL? And how I can write SQL and when I can use. So to understand that, let me go back to my Analytics Studio. I'll show you something, then I'll come back to here. What is this SQL? We'll see where these SQL are there in my analytics because till now, how many sessions we completed? Everywhere, I'm just simply able to create my dashboard by just following the UI flow. So let's see if I now go to my Analytics Studio. Let me go to Analytics Studio. Let's see what it happened now. So in Analytics Studio, let's consider I want to create a dashboard. So I go to all item, then I am here in dashboard. You can see I have many dashboards I have. Let's say I want to create a dashboard from the scratch. I don't know what is SQL and how to write SQL till now. So now how I can do. So what we do? I simply create dashboard from my user interface. What are the options I have given? Okay, I can create a dashboard from blank or I can use some template. How I want I can do it. I will go with blank dashboard right now. Okay, now when I create dashboard, what you need? I need some data. So data nothing but my data source. Data source going to be my data set, for example. So now let's see. I put this component chart here, and now what chart I will display here? That I need a data set. So if I click this chart, then I have lot of data sets available. Let's consider I'm going to take this opportunity data set. I pick this one. Now you can see my chart being created. Let's consider in this dashboard what I want to do. I want to, if you see the filters, what you want to keep, you can keep. Let's consider I want to keep filter as account type. Okay, let's account type is customer. That's one of my filter. So like this dashboard we create in previous sessions, correct? Same thing I'm doing again. And let me go to my data. So what are the fields I have? Like if you want to limit the query, you can do that. Okay, I want limit 100 records. Okay, so that also I kept. And what else I'll keep? Let me go to so field panels. I want to see the field what I have. Let's consider I'm going to industry. Okay, these are my different dimension field what I have. I'm not going to do anything right now. Let me keep this as easy as possible. Okay, and as a bar I'm going to take which field. Let's consider I will take as a closed, for example. Just randomly I'm picking up the fields whatever I have. Okay, so now I am clicking on done. If you see this is one of my dashboard what I create. Okay, I can save and I can do whatever I want. Then why do I need a SQL to learn? Because I'm able to create my dashboard. So when we create a dashboard in Einstein Analytics, most of time we'll do in this UI form only. So in the dashboard editor, what we did, we follow the steps, we select a data set, then we configure what field I want, what measure I need, what dimension I need, what filter I need, then my dashboard will be ready for me. But sometime what happen, out of this point and click behavior what I have, okay, which obviously makes a great dashboard for us in the look and feel and everything you can do easily, but sometimes we cannot achieve what we want in the UI itself. So that time we need little bit more um, complex logic. Okay, let's see, I want on this the data to display on this from two different data set. So how can I get two different data set? Let's consider I'm going to have a chart. In this chart I'm going to take two data set. So now when I say two data set, I cannot get that. So always when I'm creating, I will create from one data set, for example. Okay, so now how I'm going to play around with that kind of thing. Just for understanding, I'm just saying you. Okay, so now when we want some complex logic to build or the data to get in the visualization form, we need to transform or we need to write some kind of logic. Then what we need to do? We have to, let me close it. We have to write some kind of SQL statement. Okay, let me delete this now. Okay, if you see this dashboard, what we create, always whenever you create a dashboard or whenever you do in this analytics, so in the behind it is going to write some kind of SQL. So that means uh, like this dashboard we created, there is nothing SQL to write, but in the backend, okay, what happens, there will be some kind of dashboards, okay, sorry, some kind of SQL. Okay. So now to understand that what I'm going to do here, let's consider here I go, I click on edit first. Okay. So this is my data set what you have, you can see here. In the backend, you can see some kind of query created. How I came here? Just by clicking on query editor. Okay. So you can see how like in the uh, dashboard, I need some data to visualize. So what type of data you want? Whatever the operation I do, like I group by closed, okay, and I'm just if you see, let me close it. Okay, so if you see here, I'm grouping by closed, correct? How many closed and how many not closed, and I had the limit of 100. If you remember everything, I was doing that time. So now in the same way, if I go here and I'll try to see this query mode, you can see some kind of query statement came. See the limit I kept 100, it's coming here. So what it is? This is nothing but my SQL, Salesforce Analytics Query Language, or you can say SQL queries. So always we use SQL to access data in my analytics data set. So analytics uses SQL behind the scene in lanes, dashboard, and Explorer to gather data for your visualization. So SQL basically we use to build the data or to get the data which we need to visualize. So how we can write? So you can use either analytics REST API or how we edit the SQL query right now. We can do that in your dashboard JSON. In many ways we can do all this kind of thing. And whenever you see this SQL statement, it's nothing but loading a data set here, okay? Like nothing but it's taking some kind of input, then doing the operations like filter, grouping, or whatever we want, and order by. Then finally it gives me the output. So any SQL query you see, it will load input data set, it will operate on it, and it will output as a result data set. So each SQL statement has an input stream and an operation and output stream. Correct? Always remember this. And your statement, when you write a SQL statement, can span in multiple lines, but each line should be end with your semicolons. The statement can span multiple lines and must end with semicolon. So once again, SQL nothing but in a short Salesforce Analytics query language which we use to access data in analytics dataset. Okay, that takes some input dataset, or you can say that has some input stream, perform the operations, and sends as an output stream as a result, which will be utilized to send my data for visualization. So in the next session, we will see more detail of SQL. So how we can write SQL and what are the things we need to do and what are the syntaxes we need to follow. Thank you. Stay tuned for next session.